Well, hello, Caviar Dreamers.
Hi, Caviar Dreamers. Checking in from our new podcast studio, the Marge's Kitchen, the unrenovated kitchen that we were in the process of renovating, but we're in quarantine, so no one's allowed in the house. Right, Lex?
That's right. And it's too bad this isn't smell-o-vision because when I got here, you were cooking bacon and it smells so good.
I mean, nothing smells better than pork to me.
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink. Oh, I think my nose is running.
Oh, as if it's not bad enough that we've got all this going on.
Well,
I
I
have
think our
allergies, too.
guest should be coming in a second, but I just want to say who it is. Barbara K from Real Housewives of New York. But she's a big entrepreneur.
She's a huge entrepreneur. She's an incredible inspirational character. She is a female entrepreneur, a pioneer in her industry.
I
She's
mean,
amazing.
a woman in construction. That's really what I need. I maybe should have married Barbara instead of Joe. My house would have been done.
A sexy woman in
A
construction.
sexy woman in
that gets
construction.
things done.
We're going to talk business. We're going to talk Housewives in New York. We're going to talk about how she got started. So super excited to have her on. So here we go.
Let's see.
Barbara, oh, you're looking so
Hello.
glamorous. Barbara,
Oh, can you hear us?
can you hear us? Barbara, I
connecting
think
to
Barbara's
audio.
texting. Oh, look at that top
Connecting
she's
to
on. I want
audio.
that top.
She looks great.
Wow, she looks great.
Quarantine looks hot on her.
Barb,
Not us.
not us. I mean, look at me. I
Yeah,
got my
we're
weave
terrible.
on. I got a weave on, people. Could
Let's
you
just
tell it's a
check.
weave?
What
I
is
just
going
put it on. Why?
Can you see us?
Can you see us?
Can you hear us?
Barbara,
Connecting to audio. Let's see. We
she's
can
trying to
see
connect to
you.
audio.
We
She looks great though.
can
Her
see
house
you.
looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. Could you see us?
Can you see us? Hello.
She looks great. She's putting her little ear pods. She can't believe it. Oh, look at her. Look at her. That is something. I love the top she's on. I want that top.
love that
Green is
color.
my color. I'm about to steal it. She looks amazing.
these
Wow. And the earrings.
What earrings
Sick.
are these?
Okay. This she could be Lexi. She's our new
Ooh,
BFF. What
yeah.
earrings are those? Wow.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you
Yes.
great.
Okay, good. Wait,
Look,
I just want.
First of all, we're just saying you look beautiful.
You do.
Aw, you guys are so sweet. Thank you.
You look great. Beautiful. Your top.
We need
your
those earrings.
You look much better in quarantine than we do. Look at
Yeah.
me. I put on a little hat and a weave for you.
Wait, you guys look like twinsies. What's going on?
Everybody
Ah.
says we look alike.
The lucky me.
You really do.
No,
I
I know. Isn't that so funny?
Yeah, you guys really do look alike.
I think because we
And
worked
who-
together for so long.
Yeah.
Lexi, I mean, obviously is the much younger version, but it's
Not
fine.
that much younger.
Yes.
And who does your hair color? You guys look amazing.
Well,
Your
that's
hair.
true. We do. You
That's
know,
it.
we're both platinum. We're both platinum. But Barbara, I have like a hair piece attached to my hair, just like a half a wig on under my hat. Is that not funny? My hair is short like Lexi's.
That's a problem. If we wear a hat, we look.
Oh, it is?
Yes. So if I wear a hat, my hair is short. I look bald. So I put a hat on over my weave.
I like your hat.
Thank you. Yeah, it's that love your melon, whatever. But I just, it was, I was rushing to be ready for you. Look gorgeous. I
You
love your
do.
shirt, the matching earrings. You look beautiful.
A
Yes.
little bit different.
Yeah, it looks great. So we're so excited to have you on. And I know you're quarantining, or not quarantining, but sheltering in place out in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I know, which is good. All right. So, it's Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget. You're very much an inspiration. We'll talk about, it's great that you're in Housewives New York. We'll talk about that later, but I want to talk about your business. I read a lot about you, which I didn't know. Let's talk about, you started your construction company. How did you get into construction? First of all, I read about how you built your bunk bed with your dad.
Yeah, I mean, that really, if you have to think about something in the past that really was instrumental and a turning point in your life, it was when I was 9 years old. And my dad came home with 2x4s and he put a hammer in my hand and I was playing with my Barbie dolls. And he said, come on, we're going to build some bunk beds so you and your sister have more room to sleep in your bedroom. And I thought it was such an odd request for, a father to ask his daughter to do that. But, as a young girl, my dad encouraged me and gave me the confidence to believe at a very young age I can do anything I set my mind to do. And there's been so many obstacles along the way that I carry his encouragement and spirit with me everywhere I go.
I love that.
That
Now,
makes me tear up.
that does.
I love
That's
that.
so sweet. Oh, Lex, that's so cute.
My dad was in construction. So, and he had me doing everything. I mean, I was wheeling a wheelbarrow, digging out like footings of buildings when I was 3. So I absolutely know what you mean.
I love that's so sweet. I love that.
Unfortunately, he's not with me today, but like I said, he's with me everywhere I go.
I love
That's
that.
so beautiful.
No, where now? So then, where did you grow up? Did you go to school? Where did you go to school? Where did you grow up? I want to hear, like, you went to college. Did you think you were going to do construction? Tell us that.
Okay, I grew up in the Bronx till I was 14, and then we moved to Westchester County, near Rochelle, and I was always very entrepreneurial. Like, I loved doing people's nails and hair and makeup. Like, that to me was like a great day. If somebody could, like, if I could do my mom's makeup or I could do somebody's hair. So I started this little business where people would come to my bedroom and I would charge them $5. And I was always up to something, you know, like the girl or the boy that's always up to something. Like, my mom was always saying, Barbara, what are you up to? So I went to college and I graduated with a degree in finance. And after I got a job, I was making $19,000 a year. And my first boss literally overturned my desk because he was so frustrated with, like, you know, because I had a voice. I wasn't like a wilting flower. Yes. And I thought I was going to be like the head of mergers and acquisitions. I was like, what do you mean I'm a coffee gopher? You know, it was like one of those things. So he overturned my desk, and I had an idea because my mom and her friends were talking about, like, their husbands and their partners not being able to do things around the house, not getting it done. And I would say, well, you ladies should know how to do things for yourself.
Yes.
And it gave me kind of a light bulb went off in my head to start a home improvement business. So I started a home improvement business by standing outside in a shopping center in Westchester County in Scarsdale, like this affluent area. And I was living in Rochelle at the time, and I was going to, like, the more affluent area, standing outside with business cards. And I would go up to women and I would say, you know, is there anything that I can help you with in your home? Doorknobs, painting, fixing your driveway, cracked tiles. And before I knew it, Mrs. Birnbaum from Scarsdale and Mrs. King from Edgemont were calling my house where I lived with my parents. And they would say, is a young girl named Barbara there? She's selling construction services. And I could see my mom, Barbara, what? You know, and so I would look in the local paper looking for carpenters and electricians and plumbers, and anything that the people called me about, I would try and find the tradesmen. So I would literally pick the tradesmen up and say, okay, I have this small job, and they would do the work for me, and I would charge the homeowner like a fee for managing the project. And that's how I started my business.
Is that the best story in the whole world?
That's so great.
That is so great. And that's how you learned. You just learned to do construction by doing that.
Well, a really great carpenter said, you should really know how to learn to do this yourself. He put a tool belt around my, he gave me the tool belt. I put it around my waist, and I really did a lot of carpentry with him because I didn't understand what it meant to put up drywall, or what it meant to do flooring. Like, I didn't understand the concept of what held up walls around you. And you really, to sell something, you really have to understand it and have, you know, knowledge of what you're selling. So that's what I did for a year. I was a carpenter, and I make a really lousy carpenter, by the way. And I had an idea that I was going to contact IBM and sell my services to IBM. But, you know, I know people were like, my parents were like, what are you going to do for IBM? But those are the things that never stopped me. I was like, well, IBM's going to be lucky to have my services. So I always looked at things from a positive standpoint and not like, oh, I have a problem before I start. So I never, like, it was never a fear of mine to to not know what to do. I was always going to figure it out once I had the job. And so I called IBM. I called the head of purchasing for, like you probably know, Margaret, the head of purchasing, head of facilities, head of real estate.
Yes.
Those were like, the key people to call. And after 6 months, he let me come up to his corporate headquarters in Armonk, Westchester. And I ended up getting a 2-year contract to do all their small, like punch list items, like things that people, like nobody wanted to do.
No one wants to do, exactly.
Yeah, fix the cracked tile, or like there's caulking around the light, the switch. So I started from the detail side of things in construction. And if you know construction, that's where people fail, is on the detail. And that's really why I've become so successful, with my construction company.
I just love that story. Now, how old were you when you got married?
I was 26.
What did your husband do?
He was in construction, and I'll tell you a funny story. I got a job in Bellport, Long Island, to build a Van Heusen. Remember Van Heusen?
Yes, Van Heusen, the shirts, and yes.
To build this retail. It was huge. It was like a 10,000 square foot retail store. And I didn't know anybody in Long Island. So this electrical contractor said, well, I know this subcontractor that does carpentry and electrical and does it all. So I called him up. I sent him the plans, and we just talked on the phone, and I ended up giving him this portion of the project that I got. And the first time I met him was walking on to the job site at the Van Heusen retail store. And I was in a suit. So because I was always like very professional. I didn't want anyone to like construe me as like somebody showing cleavage or trying to get jobs like by, being that kind, like sleeping around basically.
Yes.
So I walked onto the job site, and I see this guy in Lee jeans, 6'2", dirty blonde hair, blue eyes, with this Hanes white t-shirt on, this gorgeous chest with a pair of snips, like electrical snips in his hand, and a metal studs, and he was snipping the studs. And I said, oh my God, who is that guy? Well, that was my husband.
That's your husband. Oh my God, I love it.
I married the guy. He was so hot. So we met on the job site. We ended up like doing work over the years together, but then we had a son, and then we got divorced.
How long were you guys married for?
5 years.
5 years. That's fine. You know what? I'm all about it. It's like you get in, you marry the hot guy, you had a great son, and then it's over with.
Exactly.
It was perfect. And then you were, success on your own. That's what I love. A hustler, a woman who's like amazing. You know what I also love, because I knew about you for a very long time, because I was always impressed. You had a woman's toolkit that I loved, and I had. So tell us about that, because I don't know if everybody knows that you had like this amazing woman's toolkit that was so great. It was in Home Depot. It was in every major retailer. Tell me about that. What year did you create that woman's toolkit? Because you were in licensing, right?
Yeah, so I created it. Thank you for saying that, because a lot of people don't realize like what that side of the business that I built. So after 9/11, in 2002, I was building a number of homes in the Hamptons, spec homes, and after 9/11, things stopped, and my business was really taking a turn. I actually was doing more business than I was able to handle, and my operations weren't doing as well. So, I look back on it now, and I almost thank God for all the mistakes I made, because that gave me the learning experience to be able to be successful again after. So I don't want to jump ahead, but
yes.
I decided after watching an episode of Sex and the City, when Samantha, I don't know if you remember this episode, but Samantha bought her own apartment in the meatpacking district.
Yes.
She called the boyfriend to hang the curtains because there were a bunch of like hookers screaming at her.
Yes, the hookers, yes.
And she was sick in this episode, and she called the boyfriend to hang the curtains, and he was like, well, are you going to have sex with me? And she's like, no, I'm sick. And he ended up hanging up on her. And there was a shot of her trying to hang the curtains on her own. And that was my eureka moment to create the Barbara K line of tools. So what I did was I designed I hired an industrial designer because I had an idea for a kidney-shaped toolkit that held 30 of the most essential tools that any woman would ever need in their home. And those were the tools that the women asked me about early on when I first started. How to hang a picture, how to fix a leaky faucet. So I put all the tools in this toolkit with a guidebook, and I went to China, got myself on a plane, went to Taiwan, and I was simultaneously getting a deal with HSN to have my own show. So HSN actually introduced me to this manufacturer in Taiwan where I went, and they invested $1 million to create all the molds for the proprietary tools that I created. So we manufactured all these products. So it wasn't a licensing deal to begin with. It was actually a manufacturing deal where they would hold the inventory, but I would make the spread between what I would sell it to the retailer, because we were the sales arm. They didn't do any of the selling, we're licensors.
Yes.
They do the sales.
They do the selling and the distribution. Yes.
Yeah, we were actually doing our own sales. So I was cold calling Home Depot, JCPenney, Bed Bath & Beyond, the Container Store, and opening all these doors. And before I knew it, we were in 20,000 doors between Target and Walmart. It was insane.
It was insane. Where is this toolkit?
So the toolkit had many different variations.
Such a good, it was great.
Yeah, the toolkit went from, you know a lot about manufacturing. So the top of the toolkit was an injection molded base, and the bottom was blow molded. And it was quite expensive to make. So we weren't actually making money on the tools. I was making money because I got a book deal, to write my own line of books. I had a TV show on the WE network. So we were doing those types of deals. So I was making money on the media front. But we were creating like the roadside safety kit. So if a woman got stuck on the side of the road, she would know what to do. And a college dorm survival kit for girls.
I remember the college dorm survival kit. Yes.
So we did all of that, and it was quite a success. And I still have variations of the toolkits. So the toolkits went from being like $69.99 and knowing that was not the right price point to $49.99 to $39.99 to $29.99. So currently we have a couple toolkits right now being sold for $39.99 on my website.
That's good. Retailers should still have this. Women need this. We got to reboost this.
I know.
Separate from the website in major retailers.
Margaret, maybe you need to be my partner in this.
Yes, I think I do because we need this toolkit. Because I always say, Joe, I'm always waiting around for Joe to do it. I get lazy. Lexi's very capable.
Yeah, I bought a screwdriver this morning actually at Home Depot.
Did?
I bought myself a new screwdriver. I treated myself. But yeah, my husband can't do anything, so I do everything. So I'm with you. Every woman needs to know how to do this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. But especially, I love the dorm. I think the dorm kit has to be reignited. I think everything has to be rebooted.
Yes.
Because it was so important. I remember my girlfriend had bought me the toolkit when I lived with my ex-husband, because poor Jan could not fucking even change a light bulb. That's why I wound up leaving her.
I think I was a little ahead of my time at the time, it was before DIY, and women weren't as motivated to do things like they are now. I think women have come such a long way, even in the past 20 years, and they really want to do things on their own and be independent and self-sufficient.
Have you been leaving the house?
I have been leaving the house. I've not been leaving the house. Because Joe goes to work because he's an essential worker, but the Maj likes to stay home, though we still have to do business.
We do. We have to ship orders. We have to get samples out. We have to get our designs out there.
I know. And it's amazing. We've been using Stamps.com.
That's right.
Stamps.com, totally fabulous. I just absolutely love it. Because you know why? You do your postage from home. It's cheaper than UPS, 40% cheaper.
It's great. Anything you could do in the post office, you could do on Stamps.com.
Yeah, they give you better rates. You still could use UPS, but USPS, UPS, it does your shipping. It's amazing.
And UPS, you get 62% discount.
No, 62%.
On UPS.
Wow.
40% on USPS, 5 cents off every single first class stamp.
And it just makes life so much easier. Who the hell feels like going to the post office and life in general? I just don't even COVID, no COVID. I don't want to go to the post office.
Not at
I'm
all.
not in the mood. That's not one of my activities. When I'm out of the house, it's not where I feel like going to the post office.
Not
Makes
at
it
all.
nice and easy. And you just do your own, you can weigh your own stuff. They send you a scale.
It's true.
It makes life just so easy. Stamps.com is absolutely the best. Marcia's been using it forever, actually.
She's been onto it for a long time, and I want to make sure I give the listeners the exact correct information on this because it's so good.
It is so good. Everybody should be using Stamps.com. It's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. So right now, the listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. So just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Caviar, Caviar. That's Stamps.com and enter Caviar.
Yes.
Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe, everybody. Now let's go. Yeah, tell me about, so what was your first book? You had your first book out at, you wrote a book that was, Heels of Steel novel. Your first book was more about the construction.
Yeah, my first book was called Room for Improvement. And that was really a book on how people can add style and pizzazz to their home on a dime. So they want to live like maybe a celebrity, but they don't have the pocketbook. Well, I was going to give them all the ideas on a bargain, how to do it on a bargain.
I feel like you and I are so similar because that's what I say, caviar dreams, tuna fish budget. I feel like it's the exact same. Yeah, you're totally, I feel the same way because I just feel like I can make anything look good on a budget. Yeah. Like I'm great at throwing a party on a budget. They could, listen, sometimes, outfits on a budget. I'm great at the high and low. So I feel like you and I are so similar. That's why I was so drawn to you. Because I knew you from when when I saw you with your toolkits from a long time ago. So when you went on the show, I was so super excited. Because I was like, great, there's like a self-made woman. Yeah. She's a businesswoman, super exciting. So what made you go on Housewives New York? I know like you were friends with LuAnn. I know you were doing it. Your business obviously was successful. You didn't need it for money or anything like that. Were you just like, this is a time in my life? Like, what was it?
Well, I think it was number one, my book, Heels of Steel, if I could this was like, I don't even know the deepest part of me when I wrote it. I did have, a ghostwriter, but it was written a lot from the first 14,000 words were written by me. And then I needed help developing some of the arcs of the story. But that was a big reason why I went on Housewives. But another reason was, I was friends with LuAnn. I think at that point in my life, I felt confident, number one. And number two, I thought it was the right time for women to know that there were women out there that came from nothing, that had no resources, that built a big business, a multi-million-dollar business on their own, without the help of anyone, like no money, no family, no banks, no nothing, just a lot of sweat equity. And I thought from talking to the producers that they really wanted to show that element. And that's really why I did it. I thought it would be great for women to see.
Yeah, I felt like they didn't show enough of your business.
Yeah.
I know. You know what it is? People, I always say I'm about my business, and sometimes people love to see the women going out together and this and that, and they'll film your business, but sometimes you don't see as much as people really want. Because like I knew a lot about your business and things like that because I hyper focus on that, but I think people didn't get the real essence of Barbara because you are so smart, so successful, so interesting. And I think it's so hard.
Fighting with Dorinda, fighting with, Ramona. That took up so much of my effort and time. And also, I started as a housewife, and then as it went along at the end, I became a friend. So when you're a friend, they don't show businesses.
That's true. That's true. I forgot that. I felt like you were a housewife. You know what I mean?
They filmed me on my job site, so much footage. But when it it was decided that, I wasn't all in, after all the fighting, and the drunkenness, and I said, this is not, it's not for me. It's not for me like this. I mean, it could be for me if it was a little different, but as I was filming, I was becoming more and more disheartened over it.
Yes, Lexi, what was your question you wanted to ask?
Who's more difficult, the men that you've encountered on construction sites and bad-mannered, or the women that you filmed with on New York?
I think the women, I really do, because it's not rational, at least when you're in business and you're discussing, a problem or a solution to a problem, there's like a back and forth and a give and take. And, people are conscious of letting the other person talk and express their opinions. There was nothing rational about dealing with a couple of the housewives on that show.
Are you still talking to anybody on the show?
When I see Tinsley, like Tinsley and I will talk for sure, and Bethany and I will, but I reached out to Sonia. I haven't heard from her. Just, break a leg with the new season.
Yes.
And LuAnn and I are no longer friends. And
it's sad because you guys had a friendship for a long time.
14 years.
You would think, especially 14 years, you think during this COVID crisis, maybe you guys could make up.
You would think, Marge.
And you're both out in the Hamptons now. You're in East Hampton, right?
Yeah, I'm in East. She is very stubborn, and she is, it's all about the surface with her. I mean, LuAnn is the type of person you can go out and have a great time with, and she'll be really nice, but you can't go deep with her. And anytime there's any kind of like, let's talk about our friendship, what do you think about this? She doesn't want to deal with it. It's like, if there's a roadblock right there. And, at the end of the day, she threw me under the bus on the show. I did everything to protect her. I was her soldier, like not only on the show, but I was her power of attorney. I protected her from her lawsuits. I protected her from wiring hundreds of thousands of dollars. She would have been a lot poorer today than she is if it wasn't for me. So I took a lot of effort and energy, just not to get thanks from her, because that's what friends do.
Yeah, that's what friends do.
But I didn't expect her to throw me under the bus on the show either. So.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, because you know what? The world needs to see more of you. But I think you're going to have bigger things that focus on your business and want to do. I mean, I know you're doing big construction jobs. You have exciting things going on. Do you see yourself doing any other type of shows? Because I could see you doing like, an HGTV or other types of shows.
Yeah, I mean, I signed a deal with Dorsey Pictures, which is a production company out of Denver, Colorado, a couple months ago.
That's exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did get word that HGTV is very, very, very interested right now. So I'm praying. And actually, HBO Max was very interested, but because Bethany got a show on HBO Max, they didn't want to have two former Bravo people. But I think HGTV is going to be my home.
Well, I could see that, because you know what, you're doing construction, you're doing all exciting things like that, and I think that's probably your wheelhouse, totally your wheelhouse, to be doing something exciting like that.
Yeah, I think though, like I wish sometimes that I could have had a do-over on Housewives. Like the first time you're just getting your feet wet and you're not really sure how to act or what to do, or is this really happening? Like a lot of times I ask myself, is this really happening? But I feel like if I had another opportunity, it might be different for me. I might be more comfortable. I might be more understanding of what's happening. But I understand, how they felt and their decision. And I just think that it was a great experience overall. So, I just think it was a great platform. I learned so much from it. I really enjoyed working with the producers. And, you could never say an experience like that was a bad experience. It was a great experience.
No, for sure. And it also, I think it catapults you into something else. Everything, you know, catapults you into definitely into something else.
100%.
It's like this got you into, you know, your next adventure. So it really like put you back in the, not that you weren't in the forefront anyway, but I think it put you more in the public eye again. You were in the public eye, you went back to construction, so then you go back in the public eye. And I think, you know, and now people get to know another side of you, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I just, whether I can help people in construction in their home, or whether I could help women in business, or keep writing my novels, because I absolutely love to write. It's like my passion. You know, I think that you're right, that there was a reason for me being on the show, and it's not the last that you're going to see of me.
No, not at all. And then you and I have the other thing common. You and I both went to Dr. Appa. We have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Look at our teeth.
You guys look amazing. I'm going to keep my mouth.
I know, they're so white. I know. I have to do my bottoms still. I didn't have a chance yet.
You didn't do your bottoms? Oh, you can't tell.
I have good bottoms, but I have to bleach them.
They look.
And I haven't had a chance yet because we went right into quarantine.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone back yet, but I'm so thrilled. I mean, he is pretty amazing, right?
He really is. And he's really hot too. I wish he was
very handsome. He looks like one of my sons. See, I don't talk about my kids on the show, so but my son, who's 23, who I don't talk about at all, he actually is tall and thin like that.
He is.
It's so weird.
So are you in Inglewood right now?
I'm in Englewood. That's where we are. I feel like this entire time we've been quarantining, I'm so excited. It's like I talk about, you know, I've been worried about my house, my rugs, my this. All I do is poor Lexi. All I do is talk about the construction. We just got another wallpaper delivery today. A beautiful Missoni wallpaper delivery for I call it the lobby, which is really the foyer. But in my head, it's a lobby.
I saw it on your tour. You called it the lobby.
I know, the lobby, because it reminds me of, like, listen, this house is 110 years old. It's all the spaces are very big, like, you know, like the scale is very large. So it's very funny. So, but Joe was like, oh, I got to get this scaffolding and this and that. And he does a beautiful job on wallpaper, and he's really, really particular.
So your husband does wallpaper as well?
Yeah, it was funny. We were going to have people do wallpaper. And then because we went into this shelter in place, I was like, oh my God, we have wallpaper all over. He did the wallpaper. So I'm going to send you a video once we hang up of him doing it. It's meticulous.
Really?
He's like amazing.
Unbelievable.
What does the Missoni look like? The Missoni wallpaper?
It's like a typical Missoni, you know, a chevron, but multicolor with some metallic in it. It's pretty beautiful.
That's got to be gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very, what do I say? This morning I said something crazy. I want my house, it's sparkly, but I want my house to be like a rock and roll lodge that someone looks like they would have an overdose in, but not really does.
I love that you just said that. You don't even know. That just described me to a T, and I didn't even know how to ever say it.
Yeah. That's what I said, because that's what I feel like. It's just like, a rock and roll lodge that someone would have an overdose in, but they're not going to die. Like maybe like the Rolling Stones would be here and maybe took too many drugs and passed out for 3 days and then woke up. But you know, it's like an old vintagey hotel vibe, but cool and modern. That's the kind of look I like.
I love that look.
I'm not into basic bitch.
Yeah, me neither.
You know,
not at all. Well, I have some sparkles.
I love sparkle. But I love a lot of wallpaper and cuckoo-ness. That's why I can't wait till this is over so you can come over.
Yeah,
I know. I'm dying to come over and see your house. My house is pretty white, you know.
But I love white. White is also a cool statement. White is
beachy. I'm right by the beach.
So white is very beachy. Very beachy. I love East Hampton. Are you enjoying your time there during this?
I really am. I love it here so much. I go to the beach every day. I jog. I walk. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm working from home. I'm doing things like this. I'm writing the sequel to my book. I'm doing a lot.
Oh, so do you have a title for your new book?
The working title is called After the Storm. because she goes back to the Bronx, and there's a Category 5 hurricane that happens. But now we're talking about murder, and it becomes like a little bit of a suspense drama mystery.
I haven't read Heels of Steel, but now I'm going to read it. Now I'm going to read it.
Oh, you have to.
Yes, I'm so sorry I haven't read it yet, but now that I'm home, I could absolutely read it. Now, wait, is it like semi-autobiographical? Is there like, there's parts of your life, obviously the Bronx and this and that?
I have to say a lot of it, all of it actually is based on my story. I mean, there's something, even the romance side of it is based on something that actually happened. My ex-husband's in here, my son's in here, but the reason that I wrote the novel was because, I didn't want to end up in the East River. So, everybody's name obviously has changed. And I mean, if you read it, like when I read it, it's like so authentic. It's so much of me and my voice and what happened. So if you want a great story about how to it's actually also a story about resilience, because I filed bankruptcy at one time in my life.
Me too. I'm in business. I did also. We have a lot in common. Yes.
Yeah. So, bankruptcy, I filed a personal bankruptcy. I filed a corporate bankruptcy before. And, when you have 43 cents in your bank account and you can't imagine how you're going to, and you've come from being a millionaire, a multimillionaire, and then had come from nothing before that, there's two sides of it. There's one that says, I have the strength in me to rebuild, and I'm going to do it again. And that's really what this book is all about. It's about resilience, and especially now where we are with the world, like everybody's going to have to rebuild. And, there's a lot of devastation that's happened because of COVID-19. So that's why this book is so positive, and it's about coming from nothing and making it and losing it and building it again. And that's really
that's what it's so important. I'm so super excited. I can't wait to read it. And then now that you're doing it, my dog is going absolutely crazy. I know. Look at her. She's like sitting next to me. She's wearing almost.
No, I just want to hold that.
I know. Is that not funny? She's absolutely insane. Well, my God. I am so excited. I cannot wait to be together after this. I feel like we're going to be like very close friends. Yeah. I'm so excited.
I know you and I are like, I feel like we're going to be like kismet, soulmates.
Yes. I know. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I'm going to talk to you after this is over. Lexi, you're going to wrap it up, but thank you, Barbara. And I'm so excited. So tell us everybody where they could find you.
Where you can find Heels of Steel is Amazon, Walmart.com, Target.com, and BarnesandNoble.com.
And then on Instagram, where should they follow you?
Instagram, you can follow me at Miss Barbara K.
Miss Barbara K. Follow Miss Barbara K because she is so smart. Okay.
Yes. And thank you guys. It was so great to see your faces. And
I love it. You look great. Jesus, you look fabulous. Can I ask you a person? Is that all your hair?
Yeah.
Wow, you have good thick hair.
So my mother is 82 years old. She's got so much hair. It's crazy.
I love it. What's your ethnicity? Are you Russian? What are you?
Russian and
Jew?
Bosnian. What?
Are you Jewish?
Yeah, Jewish.
Russian Jewish.
Yeah.
I love it. So good. You look great. I'm so jealous. All that hair. These Hungarians, I don't have the good hair.
No, the British girls not known for that good hair either.
It's all that bleach. We ruined the hair with the bleach.
You know what? When I was blonde, I was really blonde at one time. I tried to get as blonde as you. I had no hair. So
I know I was always very blonde as a child. Now I have to bleach the crap out of my hair, but I don't care. I can't not be blonde. I have a tattoo that says the blonde. I mean, therefore I have to stay blonde.
Committed to your cause.
I've committed to my cause.
Do you like tuna fish?
What, do I like tuna fish? Yes, but that's not why the caviar dreams tuna fish budget. I just feel like, I always, even as a child, caviar dreams, and we weren't rich. So I was like, we might like caviar, but we have to live on tuna.
Where'd you grow up?
I was born in New Jersey. I grew up in Mayapack, New York.
Around the lake?
Around the lake.
Uh-huh.
Grew up there, and then went to FIT, moved to the city, and then moved to Tenafly, New Jersey with my first husband. He lived here when I was 24. So I've been back in New Jersey since I was 24. Now I'm 53. So
I love Mayapack. It's beautiful up there.
Mayapack's great. I was there actually. I had to drive up there during the quarantine because Joe had to go look at some jobs. So we drove up there. I know. Is that not funny?
Yeah.
Mayapack girl.
Oh, I wanted to just mention the Weinstein project, if you guys like.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, I just I wanted to mention that because I thought it was such a pivotal point in the time of where we are in the world for Harvey Weinstein to go to jail because of raping
yes
two women, and that my company was hired to demolish his offices.
Congrats. That is so
symbolic.
So symbolic. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. Weinstein Project, demolish that dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I actually took pieces of drywall when they were demolishing it because I was thinking of framing it and giving it to the women that were
that's
support.
Good. And by the way, you could also auction it off and give it to a fund.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You could give it to the woman and you can auction it off and give it to a fund.
That's a really good idea.
And we could do like a little fundraiser. We could have
that's a great idea.
To victims.
Yeah, we definitely should do that.
Perfect idea.
Victims of abuse.
You're always
so good. We're both thinking. We're both big thinkers. All right. I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll talk to you this week.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye, Barbara. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yet again, another incredible woman that I am so inspired by.
I'm a little obsessed with her. I'm not going to lie. I mean, everybody should be obsessed with her. Barbara was great. You know what it is? I think you don't always get to see everybody's personality and every side of their personality on a reality show. Unlike me, where you get to see the real Marge on Housewives in New Jersey. You didn't get to see the real Barbara on Housewives in New York.
She actually would have been great on New Jersey.
Yeah, I could have had her on the Jersey. We would have been BFFs for sure.
You guys would have had a great run on Jersey. I just think you're either cut out for that New York cast or you're not.
Exactly. Though I could switch to New York temporarily.
Yeah.
Because I don't catch up, but I think I can handle those girls. Some good friends at Dorinda.
Yeah.
I could take it back. I mean, they're all much skinnier than me, but I could do it.
That's all right. Well, they're all drinking. You could be eating. It's
While they're all drinking, I could take, yell at Ramona.
Yeah. Well,
and then
do that.
Get over it. I yell at her anyway. I mean, even though I love her, I yell at her. But anyway, you know what I also love about Barbara? She speaks in such a therapeutic way.
She does. She's very therapeutic.
We
could all use a little therapy in life if we've got goals that we want to achieve. If there's things affecting our happiness.
Love therapy. And you know why I love therapy?
Why?
Because I always feel better about myself and someone listens to me. And now that we're, you know what I love? Because people always complain I can't find a great therapist. So I've been referring BetterHelp.
BetterHelp is amazing. It's available worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. You get connected with a therapist. You could start getting therapy within 24 hours.
Yes. BetterHelp is an online therapist. All different kinds of therapists on BetterHelp. It's for couples. It could be for teens. It could be for yourself. So I don't want to hear crap that you can't find a great therapist because it's not an emergency hotline. This is for regular ongoing therapy.
And we all should be in therapy.
Yes. Everybody, I don't give a crap. Everybody has baggage. Everybody needs therapy. So I tell all my friends, go to therapy. Don't be telling me you need help. BetterHelp is the best thing. So I love to be referring them, working with them. I mean, listen to some of these reviews that people are using. I mean, this is like every freaking day someone writes an amazing review on BetterHelp.
Here we go. I'm going to tell you, because these therapists are tailored for your needs too. So you match with someone perfect for you.
Yes.
So this is written about one of the counselors, Hannon, and she'd been working with someone for 3 weeks on issues concerning stress, anxiety, relationship issues, family conflicts, and self-esteem. So she said, Hannon is like ordering the perfect coffee. And she's a coffee connoisseur here. She fits the order to precision. Everything I was hoping for. She really hears what I'm saying and gives great help in handling situations that I have had difficulty seeing in a healthy light. Each week is an improvement in my relationships, kind, understanding, and judgment-free. so excited to have her in my life.
That's so good. I mean, people, you get to pick the therapist. They have all different kinds of therapists on there. You get to read their reviews. You find one that fits you perfectly. It's less expensive than traditional therapy. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to look amazing. It's not an effort. You schedule it on your time. BetterHelp is the perfect thing for therapy.
That's right. So if you visit betterhelp.com, and that's better, H-E-L-P, betterhelp.com/caviar, C-A-V-I-A-R, and you could join the over 800,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/caviar.
10% is a good savings. And therapy is needed by everybody. I don't care what you say. BetterHelp.com.
I know I'm going to be needing a little extra therapy. I have a lot of goals I want to achieve, and all these women are inspiring me.
Yes,
I'm like,
I love it.
I've got to get my head straight.
I think Barbara was just so great.
She really was.
She was just amazing. I love that she's writing a sequel to her book.
Yeah, I think the writing is it's so brave, because although she's done all these incredible things to open up her soul and put her thoughts and her life on paper, even though it is a novel.
Yes.
It does come from a place of someone that's brave. She's I
hope she winds up getting her own show, because I think it's interesting. And she has a lot of advice, and she wants to help women, and it's women in construction, and she's done it. She's the real freaking deal. I hope that's inspirational to everybody, because listen, she's gone personal bankrupt. She's had bankruptcy in her business. I've had bankruptcy in my business. You take hits, and it's about making a comeback, and how the resiliency. And that's what she said. It's about really being resilient.
I think resilience is the most underrated quality that we all need. I know when resilience is low, you could barely do anything. And all the women we've had on have an incredible level of resilience.
And men have resilience also.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and this isn't just about women. No. Men also have resilience, because I love men just as much as I might love women. More, meaning to the fact is that we do a lot more. Not that I don't love men. I love my husband. I am a woman. but and gay men too. Gay men. I love the gay men as much, because they're half a girl, in my opinion, like me. Yeah. Because I'm a gay man in a girl's body. I mean that only with love.
Yeah, that's true. You are. You definitely are.
Gay man in a girl's body. So I have that same quality. I'm half a man, half a girl, whatever it is.
I might be more men than I am girl these days.
I don't know what I am. Maybe I'm just
spending my mornings at Home Depot and enjoying it.
Whatever it is, we're all fluid. And I have fluids, because I'm menstrual, and I'm menstrual right now. I have extra fluids. So on that note, we're going to end it right here.
Oh my God. We are going to
keep dreaming, Caviar dreamers.
Now also we're video.
We're video, so you can see me right now with my weave on. I put it on just for you guys so I could look better. I hope no one's bitching. There's no filters. Everyone's like, Marge, don't have a filter, don't have a filter. I don't have a freaking filter on this video, just so you know.
And also, if you want to write a review complaining about my face as well as my voice, feel free. Why not? Go for it.
Yeah, feel free. Go for it.
So we're twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. New episodes will come out by 7 a.m. And we will have video up on our YouTube channel. And you can find us at Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget on Instagram, The Real Margaret Josephs, The Life of Mrs. B. And you can go to Margaret Joseph's website on the Caviar Dreams little tab, and you'll find everything right there.
Everything right there. And I love you guys. Please stay safe and healthy. Seriously, so blessed that you guys follow us. And I'm happy I'm in your life, and I'm lucky to have you guys in my life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Keep dreaming, Caviar Dreamers.